TQY. Goodbye, Divinity.
Wait, stop. Oh my god, it keeps opening Internet Explorer. I can't get copy.
Oh.
Okay. Time to adjust the cameras.
If that's the case, can I run off and get my
Go
cup
for
of
it.
tea?
Good. Do you, sir?
Oh, yeah.
God, Janet, me. My face is in 2 different places. It's a surprise.
There we go. Oh, that was a delay on that echo. So I was like, "What?
What?
How did I
What
get
is
in here?"
this?
Oh, I gotta stop making sounds like that. What? Because that's fun to hear 3 or 4 times.
Okay. So to resize everyone.
Karami, it's MykePro's the one that's currently above Bub's head, and the one
Oh,
here
are
with the
we
empty
on?
chair, that's EnterElysium.
Oh yeah, we're on.
Oh yeah, we're definitely on. Are you kidding me?
That's the echo then.
You're
the
hearing
one
the
that's
stream.
like,
Perfect.
I was hearing the stream. I had the stream on.
lol.
Also, I didn't know I was on this whole time. I've been making stupid faces and sounds. And...
Yeah, this is
Oh,
the
yeah.
Hi,
best.
everybody.
I've been making stupid faces because I'm on. I know this. Just like, hey.
This whole time, I've just been dicking around, unaware.
It's all right.
That they're watching.
That's the best. That's the best time.
They're always watching. What do you mean?
What's up, everybody? Hey, Fuchsia.
What's up? I'm gonna
Where
close
is-
this so I don't have the stream. I'm gonna have the chat open, but not the stream.
Chat source.
Close enough.
We're gonna move chat source. Well up. And whoa, that changed a lot of things. Hey, there we go.
Where?
Okay. All right. Oh boy, this is fun. I did this last night as a test run with a game that I was supposed to be playing. It's supposed to be Carrying Crown, like episode 15 or 16, but it didn't pan out. I know that Mike has never played this before. Christy, I think, has seen it one time, which was last night.
Well, which was last night, yes.
And knowing EE, he's probably studied every facet about this game in a very short window.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
This is the best. Okay, so this is a game called The Quiet Year. Let's make sure everybody's in right now. I've got EE, Inc., Christy, and myself. Okay, so unlike last night, I'll actually be playing, which you can actually facilitate this game and play at the same time. It doesn't actually require a GM, DM, storyteller. We're all the storytellers. We're all the GMs. So this follows a game called The Quiet Year, and The Quiet Year it's a game about community trying to rebuild and thrive after the fall of civilization. Together, we will collectively draw a map, make decisions about our community, and guide them through a year in a post-apocalyptic landscape. Okay. It's really, really simple. This is basically a map game. So most of you guys know you can choose your colors at the bottom if you've never been in Roll20, which I'm sure most of you have. Choose a color that you're
Only
happy
barely.
with. Choose a color that you're happy with. You can do that by selecting
Color.
your name at the bottom, and you can change
So
your color.
Iggy and I don't get too confused on
Yeah.
things on the same color.
Oh, that's nice and thoughtful of you.
As most of you guys know, if you're watching, I am Bub. We have Christy over next to EnterElysium. Christy is moderator in chat. EE is EnterElysium all over the place. If you can find him, he's basically an internet superstar.
I'm gonna try and remember this command, but I have no idea what it's called.
And then we have right now it's just a roll
Nope.
for it. We don't have EE's command up just yet.
Oh,
And above me is MykePro. Mike is the writer of the Sanctuary project. He has
There you go, thanks,
a
Rob.
crew that's working behind him, and we'll be seeing that adaptation very soon. Remember, if you guys wanted to play in Sanctuary, we're still taking those for beta testing. We're going to be running just outside of our known Sanctuary to run a stress test for the game. So go ahead and DM me on Discord if you wanted to play in that. I'm looking for about 15 to 20 players. So please do. Okay. So the rules of this game. There's not many. Generally, it's played with a deck of cards. This is that deck. I'll show you there. Show multiple cameras.
Ooh, the official Quiet Year brand.
Yes, this is by Avery Alder. Avery is quite a brilliant writer. If you're familiar with some of the games that Avery has done, like Monster Hearts.
This is by... Oh my god.
Yep.
I'm totally in now.
Yep, same person. Along with a slew of other games, but Monster Hearts I feel like is probably the most well-known, at least in this community. So, this follows a deck of cards. Generally, it's 52 cards, but in this case, we've decided to opt and removing a few of them to expedite the game. Last night, I was shown that even taking out 15 cards, which the game is supposed to take 2 to 4 hours to play, means that it's about 4 to 4.5 hours of play. So, we've opted out with 20 cards, and this time through, I've made sure that we have not just some random players, but some people that are used to writing games or role-playing in general.
Or
Now,
just lying a lot.
Basically the same things.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So the thing that you have to remember about this game is you aren't playing a single person. You will be playing a group of people. This is a community. It's between 60 to 100 people. So you'll be running between 15 and 25 individuals at a time. When you make a decision, it is for the community, not for a specific individual. There will be prompts or opportunities to speak for a certain person. Maybe an individual has struck out. They are a contingent in the community, and they must be named. So, like, Molly is shitty that the boys have to be separated from the girls. She can't flirt with her love, Dave. And
Keep it in your pants, Molly.
that's right. And she's
We got a
upset.
society to run.
So she sabotaged some equipment or something to that effect.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's real salty.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So this game is all about...
Talk Molly.
This game is, but for the record, just to be clear, you can speak with whatever gratuitous language you so decide. You are
Yeah.
you are only a representation of yourself, but here it's pretty much no holds barred. We're all adults here, or at least when you click the OK, you have designated that you are above the age of 18.
Speaking of which,
Go ahead.
my favorite rule by Avery for any of her RPGs, Monster Hearts, the Galahad skin, you have a rule which is, where are the fluids? That's an important part of that character.
Where are the fluids?
That's an important. I feel like that's an important part to dictate in general. In most any game. But this time, we'll see if it comes to fluids.
No, we've established bodily fluids are the Pandora's box of RPGs. Once you've acknowledged that people poop, you got to deal with the fact that people poop. But if nobody talks about it,
No, I haven't.
nobody talks about it.
My spaceship with toilets, then you go back and you have to put toilets in for people.
Right.
In a plumbing system.
Halfway into a campaign, somebody's like, "Oh, my character needs to drop a deuce." You're like, "No,
You
no."
can't just bring it up like that.
Now there has to be bathrooms.
Yep, every
No,
time.
we have to backtrack all the way.
So let's see. How do we start this particular game? There's first important to note that each suit is a designation of a season. Seasons are brought down below, which when we roll our die, you will be able to determine what event happens to trigger on the cards. I have taken the opportunity to signify what actually happens or how the seasons change through audible tones. I'm sure some of you are familiar with the music. If you aren't, this is from Frostpunk, which is an incredible game. I cannot sing its praises high and hard enough. Please check it out. So this game is typically played with a blank piece of paper, generally letter-sized. You need pencils, erasers, index cards, that jazz. 6-sided dice for counting down projects, and there are something that is known as contempt tokens. Contempt tokens are basically any time that something is said that leaves you as a contingent, if you are unhappy, if you feel like you have been left out, or if you want to react selfishly, you take a contempt token to signify that. And this is generally a method to spark debate. It has no point value. There is nothing more there than to show that you're upset. Someone has slighted you, and this is your little token to show that. Yeah, it's...
I just love the idea. I'm feeling pissy. Give me another token.
Yeah, give me a token.
I'm done with this.
Twitter,
You know what?
I'm going to collect all the tokens.
That's right.
I feel left out.
Every time anybody does something, give me a token.
A full length.
They're not a point system.
Yeah.
They're a point system now.
That's right. A full-length game of the Quiet Year tends to run 3 to 4 hours, including its teaching time. We're going to shorten this by removing about 5 cards from each suit, including the King of Diamonds in summer, and we're making sure that the King of Spades remains. If the King of Spades is drawn, that's in the winter, the game ends. You'll know because it says the Frost Shepherds have arrived. The game is over. So we start with our survey. The survey is going to run us the length of deciding what our landscape actually looks like, and then we depict resources. So it starts with our opening story. You guys can actually see that in the upper left-hand corner. I'm going to zoom in for the audience's sake, so if they would like to see what the opening story is like. And if they do not, if they are just feeling that lazy, I'll read it out to them. The opening story. For a long time, we were at war with the jackals. Now finally we've driven them off, and we're left with this. A year of relative peace. One quiet year. With which to build our community up and learn again how to work together. Come winter, the Frost Shepherds will arrive, and we may not survive the encounter. This is when the game ends, but we don't know that just yet. What we know is that right now, in this moment, there is an opportunity to build something. So, now that you know that, let's go ahead and start sketching our terrain. This is an important part of this game. It's everything that you will be doing is in this play space. I'm sure that you can see that most of the area is gray, but in the center, it says the Quiet Year, and there's a map space. I've done this so you guys can draw. So, take your tokens, or whatever it is that you're deciding to use, your freehand tool, and you can start drawing on the map. I recommend you just getting a color that you like and drawing whatever is visible to you. It's important to note that you cannot write words on this map. No words will be depicted.
Even if, say, there's topiaries that I've elaborately got.
Correct.
All right.
Correct. Something that I've actually decided to take from a friend of mine, which some of you guys know him as Eric Vulgaris. Eric's a good friend to stream. He has opted into this comfort system. It's basically to depict what you may or may not want your game to be about. So in the upper left-hand corner of the map area, it says Y and N as in yes and no, and you discuss what you would not like your game to be about, or what you may like it to be about. In this case, I'll start us off so you guys have an idea. Things I don't want in this game. I don't want magic. No magic.
The devil's arts are banished.
No magic. And we'll go around. We'll go clockwise. So we're gonna go back to Mike. Mike, tell me something that you would like or you would not like this story to be about.
Let's trim out zombies.
No zombies. Okay, that's fair.
Definitely overdone.
Agreed. Okay, Christy. Something.
Oh god, I'm next. I have nothing for this. Zombies was gonna be mine. I'll be honest.
Okay.
What?
Or maybe something you would like this to be about.
Yeah. Oh no, that's hard. Let EE go. I have no idea. Let me think on it.
All right, EE, what you got for me?
No vampires.
No vampires. Okay. Got enough vampires in your life, huh?
Yeah, my weekend's basically just vampires alone, so.
I wonder where that could be from. I got one finally, Bub. I'd like this to be about tradition, about honoring things that happened before us and readapting them for what's applicable for us now.
Okay, so how would we dictate
how to
that?
word that? Yeah, that's how to word that is the question.
Cultural appropriation. Too specific?
A little too specific. Yeah, I think so.
Right.
I would just word a tradition and just call it that.
Tradition. Okay, so there is tradition in some format. We'll dictate that through roleplay. Okay, something that I would like. I would like ghosts.
Ooh.
It's a good one.
Ghosts. In some format. I think ghosts would be interesting. Mike. If you're okay with this, you don't have to select any others.
See, I've got a tone in mind now. It's just trouble. It's tricky pinning down like specific terminology. Plus, some part of me just keeps wanting to shout "nudist colony." So we're trying to avoid that voice for a moment.
If you pick nudist, I will pick something like hypothermia.
Oh no! Not like this.
The ghosts are coming for our giblets.
Oh god.
No.
Oh, we'll go with let's go with like an era. I'm trying to think of a good era to kind of frame the ghost. Like what if we were talking like ghosts in the
but electricity doesn't work or something.
Or like what about like ghosts in the 20s?
Okay, so you wanna make this like the Flapper era?
Yeah.
All right, so the 20s. I am widely out of touch with the 20s, and I'm
gonna
sure
wear my pants so high. I'm gonna belt that thing off at the nipples.
Can honestly say very out of touch with 20s. Agreed.
This is
Yeah, we could pick something else. I said 20s. Like
hey,
thinking,
Miss Magitech,
like cool noir, and then I realized I don't actually know anything about that. I just like it.
I want to talk about it. Okay,
I
all
want to
right.
explore these feelings.
We can fix that, no problem.
Make it the 80s and everything has to have lasers.
Oh god, not like this.
Laser ghosts.
So
Actually, I just described Ghostbusters. This just became Ghostbusters.
maybe it's something like it's become prominent again. So maybe it's like the Victorian era, or maybe there's something like there's a vast religion. Are there multiple gods? What's the deitic structure like? Are we monotheistic?
I would like to throw multiple gods in the yes column if I can throw that in that column.
Yeah, I'm game for pantheism.
Okay. I feel like EE had something he wanted to say there.
I was going to say multiple gods, but the gods are dead.
Multiple dead gods.
Yeah, they all died.
The ghosts of dead gods.
Okay, all right.
We're dealing with a god serial killer.
All right, so we have tradition, ghosts, and pantheon as hard yeses, and our no's magic, zombies, and vampires. That narrows the scope quite a broad deal. I'm actually happy with that.
Can I say no to electricity?
Totally, you totally can.
Because that way we can have like people have to have like wax candles and gas lanterns and stuff, and
Sure.
like there's no electricity going on. There's no radio. People have to send letters and stuff still.
Totally, I like it. Perfect. So no magic, no zombies, vampires, or electricity. Yes to tradition, ghosts, and pantheons. Even if they're a dead pantheon, we've acknowledged it. Okay. All right, we move to the next part of this game, which is sketching the terrain. Before this game begins, we must establish some facts about our community, what the surroundings are like. Traditionally, this starts with a brief discussion, where one player begins dictating what most of our terrain sort of opens up with. It's a very vague approach. So, for instance, if Mike were to start, he could say something like, all right, the game begins, our community starts in a forest full of young, spindly trees. It's pretty vague. The next player begins to narrow that scope down. Okay, but it's nestled within a steep mountain range. The third player adds, we've taken up residence in an old mining camp. And the final player says, that's fine, but all of the trees in this area have been clear-cut. So, would anyone like to broaden our scope slightly?
We begin in a dammed off fjord where there's a dam that covers one end, prevents any water getting in. It's just dry inside.
Okay. How this begins is you begin to dictate this on our map. You start to draw this. So have at thee.
How do I draw a fjord?
Well, somebody had to go and say fjord. Knowing damn well nobody can draw a fjord.
You're the one that decided this needed to be added.
Remember, everyone should introduce a detail and draw it on the map before proceeding.
Hell is a
There
fjord.
we go. That's a fjord. The sea to the right and land on the left.
Okay. All right, that's good. All right, you said there was a dam, though, yes?
Oh, good point.
Where's
Like-
the damn dam?
Like a big steampunk dam that hisses and stuff.
All right, cool. Very cool.
There.
I think I'm going to go last, actually. I'm going to pass this over to Christy. I want to see what she's got.
Oh, damn it, Bub.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait.
no.
Damn it!
Was-
Like a fjord.
God damn it.
Ah,
There we go.
there's that word again.
I've got a couple of ideas, but I want to see what you guys actually come up with first.
I love how you passed it to me, Bub. Thanks for that.
Mm-hmm.
On this side of the thing, we've got some trees, and these are my really horrible trees. But you're gonna get the idea that there's tall trees. Shut up. My drawing is terrible.
Are they tall trees?
They're very tall trees.
Very
They're
tall
all
trees.
very tall.
So, like, are we talking big girthy boys, or are these like?
We're talking big, girthy boys.
Okay. All right.
Oh, the
So,
best
We're
kind.
talking
like redwoods, sequoias,
Yes.
that kind of thing.
Absolutely, yes.
All right.
There you
So,
go.
Do like me
There's
some
my
hardwood.
trees.
God damn it. E. Perfect. Okay. All right. So, is it just on this part of the map, or is it all the way around?
It's on this part of the map. There's none over here. This part of the map is where the trees are.
All right.
Where these trees are.
All right. So, due west, there is a very large forest. Cool. Mike, give us our next detail.
All right, in between the fjord and the redwoods, I'm gonna say there's a little village. Boop. Boop. Boop.
Okay.
This is really hard to do. Those look like terrible little people. This is horrifying.
I mean,
It's a ghost town.
actual ghost.
We said no zombies.
That's right. That's right.
I said actual ghost.
Okay, so there's a small town that lives on. Technically, there's water on three sides of the peninsula, right?
Yeah. Wait. What?
Kind of.
It's like an uninsula. There's land on three sides.
What?
Is that a word?
I don't think
That's a
this
bay.
works.
That's
Right,
probably
I
just a
can
bay.
add, like the water. Like there we go. That's water. All through there.
All right. Okay. All right. So, my turn.
Now you gotta add stuff, Bub.
Yeah. So, is that how large is this town? This community, is it very small?
I don't know. I couldn't tell between the trees and the fjord. It's either a tiny fjord or really big trees.
Really big trees.
So I'm gonna go with
like,
just the right size.
I was going with just the Frostpunk vibe. It's the music in my ear. I realized was like, yeah, I want it set into like a crater in
Yeah.
the ground, and it's really tall. Wait a minute, that's Frostpunk.
Oh, we could put the village down in the ravine.
I think. Let's see. I think that we live on the water. We live on the water. We have like a lake town. So our community is on the water itself. All right. And I'm going to change my color here to, let's see, we've got blue, green, and pink. Not too many more options. I guess I go with poo orange. That's good.
Do we keep going around until we've like got a final map done?
Nope.
Or...
This is it. We each depict one part.
Okay.
And I'm just going to basically give us a small copse here. I think it's Control. I could be wrong.
So what are we built on the water?
Control Z. It's sort of like a raft of sorts. We've made like a floating colony.
Like old like cargo ships and liners and stuff stapled together.
Yep.
I guess this isn't. When did the Titanic? That was the 20s, right? Is that the?
Oh, there it is. A straw shape.
Feels like that kind of year.
Maybe the Titanic is one of our ships. Maybe it didn't sink.
I think this is us right there. That we have harbored ourselves on the land.
Well,
Okay.
could be wrong there though.
Yeah, it's like a raft city. That's right. Okay, and next we go to our resources. Each of us will go round robin, like we've just done, and depict a resource. The upper right-hand corner, go ahead and take the liberty of drawing that resource in one manner. So if you'd like, I could start.
Sure, go ahead.
I think we have... I think we have adequate shelter. So I'm going to say that one of our resources is just a house. I'm going to freehand a tiny house.
And it's not allowed to be something like an Amazon warehouse.
Well, we know what you're picking. It's going to be poo, right?
The old abandoned Amazon warehouse.
Remember, this can be something
Fully
like
stocked.
you guys could say something like clean drinking water, food, but it may also be something that is a bit more niche. Like you could say gasoline.
Hope.
Hope, yeah. Like favor, deitic favor is a resource.
I'm going to go with ghosts.
Ghosts is a resource.
Yeah.
Useful ghosts.
We can control them. Like, we've got some way of, like, making them do our bidding. Maybe use them as wards. Maybe use them as power. Ghosts.
Sure. Okay, so ghosts.
We
Draw.
consume ghosts for power.
Maybe.
That could be awesome.
This is my ghost. Woo.
We're running low on power. Where's that idiot? Bam! I made another ghost, guys.
Ectoplasm farms, yeah, that could be really useful. All right,
Or go really, really dark. The more like traumatic the death, the stronger the ghost is, and then you want a really strong ghost to power your city.
yeah.
The shaken baby fields of.
Good God!
No.
Too far.
Too far. We've gone too far.
So Mike and Christy, pick your resource. We have currently ghosts and adequate shelter.
I'll give us adequate. I think we have adequate food, and most of our food is fish. So there's my little fish that I've drawn in the corner of the
All
map.
right. There's a big fucking fish, lad.
It's a big fish.
I like the fact the fish is about half the size of our entire colony. That's why we have adequate food.
Yeah.
Because
We only need one.
Thank God we have
giant
we have this
you get
dam.
the one, you're way to one.
Yeah, people don't go fishing. They just go to the fish
Try
mines.
this one more time.
Carve down into them.
There we go. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? A little bit better here. But mine is going to be fish.
Don't set the bar too high. Mine's not going to be much better. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm just gonna draw a little bit smaller. There we go.
Tiny
There
little
we go.
fish. Yeah, perfect. Looks good. All right, so we have copious fish, or at least food in which is fish. We have ghosts for some purpose, and we have adequate shelter. Mike, what do we have?
Who?
We've got food. We've got a resource.
Adequate bathrooms.
Outhouses as far as the eye can see.
The field of outhouses.
See, the two mics in my brain are at war because silly nonsensical Mike just keeps shouting gold bullion. we don't need that's not useful at all.
Or international structure for selling this gold. But
No use for it. It's a soft metal. It's not even pleasant. I'm gonna go with something more abstract. I'm gonna go with hope. I think that would be something that in a world where we're consuming the spirits of our ancestors for personal gain, you might need a little hope.
Sure, that makes sense.
How do I draw hope?
How do you draw hope?
You're the one that brought it up.
Here's how I
This
draw
belongs
hope.
on you now.
Yeah, just like a downward house. Oh, just smiley face. Okay.
Just a smiley face.
There we go.
Oh, that's good. Okay, all right.
A
Now
child's
this is,
laughter.
This is the tricky part. As a group,
This?
we now choose one of these resources to be in absolute abundance, while the rest become scarcities.
Oh Jesus!
Abundant
Why did I
hope.
say hope? It's not gonna get
guy-
picked. We're not gonna have any hope.
Fish,
What have I done?
It was fun.
just go abundant hope. We're just happy. We're fine.
Nah.
Post-apocalyptic, but you know we're good.
You'll never take my no. You took my hope. Never mind.
I'm gonna say food. That's I feel like food is fairly
It
important.
might be important.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Post-apocalyptic.
No, I feel like the ghost thing
An
would be funny.
abundance of ghosts.
I think that would be funny.
Also, we're tradition-based, right? Maybe we talk to the ghosts as well. Like, be like, our ancestors looking down on us.
They're like, why did you guys get rid of all the food? Why did you keep us around instead of food?
Yeah, every time you go
That's
home,
all
like,
they
it's
say.
It's your parents, your grandparents,
It's
your
like, come on,
great-grand-
Grandma. She's like, you gave up food. I'm a ghost. All I can do is yell at you for giving up the food.
We'll trade food for ghosts.
Just go to sleep, Gam Gam.
Food.
Yeah, we should probably go with food.
Okay, so food. So 2 for food. What do you guys think?
Oh,
I'm still with the ghosts.
So
I'm
the
still
ghost?
with the ghost. I'm with the ghost. I think having a bunny ghost would be hilarious.
We're willing to starve to death as long as we get our
That's
buddy
fine,
comedy with
right?
the ghost.
That's fine.
When you die, you don't pass on. You just end up as a ghost. Maybe in this world, everyone just ends up as a ghost. So your house is like tradition based. You have the same house passed down through generations. There's just full of ghosts of your family.
It's got a very Dia de los Muertos kind
Yeah.
of vibe, and then it's just Ghost World.
Ghost
All right.
world.
Okay.
And then we're
Okay.
all forgotten.
You know what? I'm willing to give it a shot. I'll go with ghosts as well.
All right, I'm swayed.
Okay. So for those of you that are tuning in, this is The Quiet Year. This is a map game about community and struggle. Each of us will be depicting a portion of the community between 15 and 25 members, and we are telling their tale in a year of a post-apocalyptic landscape. And things are about to get wild. So we have just discovered that ghosts are in abundance. The rest of these things
We're
are all of a
absolutely
sudden
spoiled for ghosts.
scarcities. So,
I like the fact the name of this A Quiet Year subtitle.
A quiet year of ghosts.
A Quiet Year of woo.
this is going to be good. I'm very excited for this. So, we start, and you will learn largely how turn structure begins just from playing. I could explain it, but it's something that you'll pick up very, very quickly. Okay. We start. It's summer. And we're going to start from the top. Mike, my friend.
Yes.
I'm going to be moving the map around quite a lot, so we'll have to tune in to that accordingly. I've taken the liberty to remove 5 cards from each suit, putting us down to a fair amount. I think it's going to take about 2.5 to 3 hours. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go ahead and roll a d8 for me.
All right.
So slash r space 1d8. Okay. So now I take the 5th one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is your event. An old piece of machinery is discovered. Broken, but perhaps repairable. What is it? What would it be useful for? Or, an old piece of machinery is discovered. Cursed and dangerous. How does the community destroy it?
I get to pick.
Oh yeah. This is the thing. Your turn, it becomes a part of the narrative. It's considered canon. There's nothing that anybody can say or do to remove this part of the narrative from you. We may dislike it, in which case we can take contempt, but that's about it.
I'm a fan of old pieces of machinery. I'm a big fan of old random scrap heaps. So I'm gonna go with an old piece of machinery is discovered.
Broken but perhaps repairable. What is it, and what would it be useful for?
It is an old-timey soul harvester.
Okay. All right. So
It's a crude and very medieval method of harvesting ectoplasm as opposed to our more refined current methods.
sure.
So if we're low on soul harvesting, we got a brutal old soul ripping method.
Render grandma down unto fat.
All right. So
Yeah, all the old ghosts that you can't see the feet on, that's why.
So is this like
Can't
a
wait to repair it,
is this
though.
like a soul bottler? Does it you just chuck a body in and it destroys the meat bag but takes the soul and bottles it?
It's like a wood chipper, but it's also got like a little side container to catch the souls in.
So you
Okay.
put the freshly dead in it, and it destroys the body and takes the soul and puts it in.
Yeah.
Soul.
All right.
Soul.
Perfect.
It even ding soul.
Now, after you have discovered your card and your week, each of these, every time you roll, it will be considered a new week in the year. We will enter our project step where all the project dice begin to tick down. There are no project dice, so then we move to the action phase. You get to choose from the left-hand side where it says each week and then actions. Discover something new where you can introduce a new situation and draw it on the map, hold a discussion, you choose one topic, everyone gets to weigh in once, and start a project. Start a project that the community is starting. As a group, decide its duration. In this case, because we've cut down practically half the deck, our turn structure will be down to a 3-dice project calculator.
By the way, if we have issues with soul rending people's bodies, do we take a contempt token?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think that I'm going to represent like a good chunk of the elderly population who are unhappy with the idea of being rendered down onto soul ectoplasm. So I will take contempt token.
Okay,
We're not
sure.
doing it yet. Just an idea.
So what you can do is
Makes them uncomfortable.
what I basically declared was down at the bottom of the map, just put like a marker, which indicates, because each of you have your own color, you can just start indicating how many contempt tokens. You can remove these contempt tokens by just being satisfied with one of the current events that are happening. So you have contempt for the idea that we're crushing bodies and taking souls, but maybe I start a silent project to destroy the machine. You're like, well, I'm satisfied.
Ooh.
I remove the contempt. Mike, I've got to figure out how to remove your line here that you drew.
I don't know how I did that.
I don't either.
You can select it like with the
Select it and
clicky
go.
icon.
Yeah, use the little clicky.
I was
Get it.
zoomed out a little too far. Was not being very kind with me.
Tried
Okay.
to click and drag a little bit.
So, Mike, pick your action. Would you like to discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project?
I think I'd like to discover something new.
Okay. Introduce a new situation and draw it on the map if applicable.
Let's tie in something with the Pantheon aspect. Something important resource. Maybe say up here. Could it be like we discovered a location? Like that sort of thing?
Sure, yeah. Totally.
Let's say we discovered an old shrine.
Okay. We've discovered an old shrine.
To the gods.
Shrine to the gods. Okay, cool. So that's been depicted on the map. That is technically a full turn for you. That's a week.
Okay.
Now, we haven't gone out to discover what the shrine is about or what's actually there. We can just see from our little colony that there is a shrine out there depicted to the gods. So it'll go in order next. This time it'll be me. All right. Now, since there's one less card, I'll roll 1d7.
That shrine gives me an idea.
4, 5, 6. I've got to zoom in. Okay. Mine dictates, what's the most beautiful thing in this area? Or, what's the most hideous thing in this area?
No,
Yes.
it's you.
Oh, you fucker.
Oh.
For the most beautiful, right?
Yes, definitely.
Watch yourself, EE. This guy. All right. I am going to say that the land itself is beautiful, but the most hideous thing in the area is that the fields are littered with the walking ghosts.
We do have copious of them.
So there are ghosts everywhere. They litter the fields. The forest, the land, even some at sea. That's right. Okay. We have no project dice, so I don't have to worry about the tick down. I'm going to start a project.
Ooh.
I want to figure out how to get this machine working again.
This works perfectly for what I had in mind.
How long do we think it's going to take to get our turbinated spiritual accumulator back
I
to
imagine
functioning?
this is like a big one, like that could power our entire colony, right?
Likely, yeah.
So it could probably be like a quite big project then.
Sure. Now we know that we're not actually going to have the full length of time, so it's not going to be 6 weeks. We're down to half that time because we've moved to half the deck.
4 above the half because it's pretty big, or would it be like? Max
It's
3?
1 to 3, 1 to 3 weeks.
Okay. Probably a 3 then. It's like a
Then
big
definitely
project.
3.
Hmm.
Okay, what do you think, Mike? 3 weeks?
I'm good with 3.
Okay. All right. So I will dictate this. I'm going to be drawing. Where do we put this? Okay. Freehand.
Probably near the horrifying ghost fields.
Yeah. I'll say it's right
Good
here.
testing ground.
Say that's the machine, and I'll put a time ticker on it.
It's the Earth Pig.
Yeah, no, I wanted to go with a spiral because it's like a like an auger. It just pushes down and it augers out the flesh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Works so well. With my
It's a
idea.
juicer.
Basically, yeah. We'll say 3 weeks.
no.
Hey, Grandma.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
It's like the thing that goes on top of it, like turns and it's kind of broken. So at the moment, we all have to like, as a group effort, just hold the person down and turn them.
Yeah.
It's very
Otherwise, they'll
hard.
just hold on to it and spin with it, and you're like, "Oh, come on, it's not a
God,
ride.
so gross.
Get off there, kids.
Right.
All right.
Get off the grandma juicer."
EE, you're up. There are now 6 cards left in spring, so go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
2.
Okay. EE, there is a disquieting legend about this place. What is it? Or, alarming weather patterns destroy something. How and what?
Oh, this works really well. So there is a legend that one of the gods died in battle a little bit north of where we're parked. And it was the king of the gods, Ra.
Ooh, okay. All right. The king of the gods, Ra, had died in combat. That's the disquieting legend.
Mm-hmm. And then, for my action, can I discover?
We actually have to go to project phase. This is where dice will tick down. There's only 1 project on the board, which is mine, so it's going to go down to 2. It's something that I feel like is important to keep saying because we kept forgetting it last night. And then because it ticked down, it's not completed yet. Now we go to action phase.
One of our scouts at the shrine to the gods discovers it's not a shrine, it's a mausoleum. And that the body of one of the gods, Ra, is found half buried underneath the shrine.
I can say half eaten.
Half eaten. Oh no.
I really.
That's even worse.
Half buried. Oh God.
Oh no.
So I'm just saying,
Fully
we have
buried.
something for taking bodies and taking the souls out and powering our colony,
Whoa.
and we have the body of a god.
Oh no. Nope.
I see
Make
what
some
you're
raw
doing.
juice.
I've seen enough before to know what this is going towards.
Oh,
no.
man, this is getting wild. Okay, all right. So scouts have discovered that there is a body in this mausoleum, a crypt. It wasn't actually a. What did you say it was, Mike? It was a shrine.
It's shrine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like to the shrine.
Yikes. Okay. Perfect. Christy, it's gonna go to you.
Is my 1d5 now? 1d5.
Yes.
Oh, that's not a 1d5. There we go. 3.
3. Christy. Where does everyone sleep? Who is unhappy with this arrangement and why? Or, what natural predators roam the area and are you safe?
And where do we poop?
You can't bring it up. We have to go back.
In our
Oh.
pants, because the predators are really scary.
We're not safe, but
Oh,
we smell
no.
like poop. So they try less hard to eat us. Less hard.
No.
Me good with words.
What do you
I
think, Christy?
the natural predators in this area are actually sharks. And they like to be right on the other side of this dam, right here. And I have to try and draw a shark. Oh boy.
Okay, so the largest natural predator that we have that's an immediate threat is sharks.
Is right here, yes. Alright, here we go.
All right.
Moving a little further.
Fire.
There goes my team of nudist divers that were going to get us food.
You lure them
Chomp,
in with your
chomp.
dangly bits.
Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. All right, we got a shark.
Chomp.
No!
Caught him with my dangler.
And are we safe? Well, we're kind
Why
of
am I
safe because there's a
Australian
dam
for this?
here, but on this side of the water, we're not that safe.
I like how it looks like Bullet Bill.
Poof. Poof, they keep hitting the dam. Those sharks will get through sooner or later.
Right?
Eventually.
They
Okay.
endlessly spawn out of that black box.
We enter project steps, and I just lowered my die down. And then we go to action phase. Christy.
I'd like to
This-
start a project.
Okay. All right. What you
I
got?
would like to go try and figure out what's over here in this abandoned town over here. I want to go and like see
Yeah,
what's over here. And
Who's to say it's
through
abandoned?
houses.
Okay. All right. So, do we... we have to decide how long this is actually going to take. Do we walk all the way around and deal with the ghost menace, or do we try to just swim across? Or do we... hell, do we even push our entire town? Can our entire town even move? Because it's out of juice.
Maybe we need to render some ghosts first.
Need that god juice.
Again.
Get moving.
Okay.
Need
So-
to get rod juice, not like this.
How long do you think it's going to take for us to do that, Christy?
That's a good point, because I don't know if our town can move necessarily, but walking around is going to take a long time to go
Or
all
do
the way
you want
through.
like a quick scout, or do you want like a proper in-depth investigation of the town?
That's a good question. I think we should at least do a quick scout probably first and see what's there, and if there's something that's worth investigating further, then there's something worth investigating further.
Just a quick poke in.
Just a quick poke in, just be like,
Just a pop in.
hey, there's these buildings. What do they do?
So, 1 week? 2 weeks? 1 week?
I think one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's fair. 1 week it's good.
We just get some like particularly athletic, children who are small, nimble. We oil them up, we chuck them in the sea, and we're like, go look at the village.
Swim
Quickly,
fast,
children,
though,
before the sharks realize you're here.
before the
Exactly. It's why you also get one very slow child to push in as well. Just
Bunch
to,
of greased up kids just doggy paddling their little hearts out.
shark. Oh no.
Oh my god! Literally, this is that moment when EE's
Fields
sect
of baby
of
souls.
grandparents are just like shark bait, brouhaha, poof, and just shove it in.
Exactly. And because
Time
we
to
train the
go.
sharks to like bite the dangly bits, we make sure that they're wearing like pretty tight swimming trunks. Like they're really tight, so there's no dangly bits.
All right.
Look, other ghosts, they're sending us kids to cuddle.
Good God. Okay.
Other ghost sharks.
Fair. All right. So go ahead and put a project dice up on the town and dictate that it's going to take 1 week. Yeah, it's been.
Oh, there we go. Found it. One. Oh, nope, just one. There we go.
It's
Okay,
been 1 week since we sacrificed.
That's right. It's going to go back up to the very top. Mike, it's back to you. Go ahead and
Drop
roll.
the kids in the lake and said I'm sorry.
Roll. Jesus Christ. A D4, please. 2. Okay.
Too. I didn't
Mike.
start the bare naked ladies, but I'll damn sure finish it.
Mike, this is convenient. Are there children in your community?
Oh God.
If there,
Wow.
if
For
there,
now.
if there are, what is their role in the community? Or, how old are the eldest members of the community, and what special needs do they have?
Oh, why am I in charge of this question?
This is perfect because either A, we've got our shark bait children, or we have our fishermen elderly who like tossing the kids out to the pool.
I know
Time to
you
chum
think
the
that-
waters. Come here, kids. Give me another bucket of babies.
God. Oh my God.
Oh, I feel like the answer is the same to both questions. All right. I'm going to say there are children in our community.
Okay.
And their role in the community, I'm going to say it's actually kind of twofold. I want to say because of the nature of spirits being power, and so naturally the elderly probably don't have as much time to be elderly as they used to. We're going back to like average life expectancy being in the 40s, I'm guessing.
All right.
So I'm gonna say the kids are more like the scouts and the ones that they send out to do things because they're just the most both expendable in theory and also the most virile.
Sure. I like that. That actually makes sense as well. Specifically for our
Goodbye,
environment.
child labor laws. Get to work, kids.
That's right. That's always the first thing I threw out in Frostpunk.
So this is definitely
Oh, yeah.
Frostpunk. is what
Mind
you're
those
telling me.
ghost fields.
Put those kids to work.
This is water Frostpunk, ladies
right.
and gentlemen.
Now
It's too cold to not work.
we tick down our Project Dice, and those who started that project will actually get to determine how they succeed. Generally, when a project finishes, it is entirely up to that person to dictate what happens, but it's widely recognized as a boon to the community. Okay, so I'll start. We succeed. It takes a little while of refining, but we're able to bend the auger back into position, and it was actually caught. So it takes very little fuel for this thing to run, and it leans on perpetual motion. Once we bent the auger back into place, it pretty much just started using its weight to start churning downward. So it works again, it functions. Christy, yours is next.
We sent a scout team out here, and what the scout team found is that these houses here are actually full of books on how to adequately take souls and how to properly use machines and techniques to separate the soul from a body. There's my little books there.
Convenient.
This better not get in the way of me wood chipping some old people. I got plans, damn it. And it doesn't bode well for our geriatric
It's
citizens.
just gonna have like all the little kids
Oh,
being
no.
like, "We're not scouts anymore. We're gonna put the old people in the wood chipper."
That's right.
There
Children.
we go.
Too good. Okay.
This has gone children of the corn real quick.
It is though.
The corn.
Yikes.
Greater good, greater good.
And then we move to our action
Silence,
phase.
children.
In our action phase, go ahead and choose. Discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project. What do you think, Mike?
I think I'm gonna go with discover something new again.
Go for it.
This time, let's go. Discovered what keeps the sharks in the area.
Us.
No, this isn't what it's gonna look like at first. Stick with me, people. Oh, it's not getting better. You're gonna have to just bear with me, people. It's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Have testicles. Okay.
Why, Mike? Why is there a ball sack in the ocean just burbling by?
Oh, there's tentacles.
Okay.
We've included tentacles in this.
I thought you were like, what keeps the sharks in the area? It's the fact we keep dipping our testicles in the water.
Nothing makes this better. Try to make them eyeballs, they just turned into little boobs.
Great ball
So we
squid.
find a kraken, whatever.
Boob squid. Boob
Right.
squid.
Yep,
Boob
there we
squid.
go.
Hey, Raul, thank you so much for subbing EE.
A shark
Kind of
consuming
you.
kraken.
Well, I know what this means. It means I can do the Bubba clench
Yep.
and maybe like Bubble lurk for the bend over. And
That's-
then-
Squid
that's
Didn't you-
Mike's
away from me.
favorite.
Didn't you
combo.
like the tentacles with the Bubber Clench as well?
Now the tentacle points the other way. Like the eggplant
Smack
is
that.
pretty good.
Oh, there's the eggplant. Oh no.
Oh, we're
Oh,
on the
no.
floor.
There we go.
Freaking
Classic
eggplant.
combo.
Smack that.
Classic combo.
Good lord. Okay, so
Oh, jeez.
you've
He easily
discovered.
he's getting smacked in the crotch.
Please
do
no.
it.
Please no.
Not in the eggplant.
Eggplant, please.
Smacked it right off.
Oh
Okay.
my god, there's a tentacle in Bubber Clench. Oh no.
Oh, that's a good tentacle.
Okay.
Oh,
Give
you
him
can
the
do
old
the-
credit card swipe.
The old-fashioned hand.
The hand works too. Perfect. So that was your discover. Discover something new. Was that Discover? Yeah, that was Discover Zone. So we've drawn on the map. There's a Kraken out there. So we have literally the Bay of Sharks.
And their natural predator.
Breaktooth Bay, and yeah, and then over here with its Kraken. That's open waters, man. That's scary. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go to my turn here.
Stay out of the water, Moana.
Yeah, no joke. R1D3. 1. What important and basic tools does the community lack? Or, where are you storing your food? Why is this risky place to store things?
In the old people.
Oh no. No, not like this.
This is how we find out we eat them.
Important and basic tools we lack. We have no means of self-defense. We don't have armaments of any sort. We've basically just been fisticuffsing with everyone.
Punching ghosts?
That's right.
Ghosts.
Fisting
Ghost puncher.
Ghost fisting.
Not like this.
We have no weapons at all. None. We have no project dice, so we're going to go right on to discovering something new, holding a discussion, or start a project. Okay, I want to hold a discussion.
Yes.
What do we do about this this god, the body of a god? What do we do about this?
Excavate. We don't have the luxury of not treating any viable resource as anything but top priority right now. There's krakens, there's sharks, there's ghosts.
Back in my day, we had gods aplenty and we didn't need to render them down with some techno-fangled machine.
You're gonna do it the old-fashioned way then?
Christy,
have at it.
What are your thoughts?
Milk
I'm
that
with
ghost.
Mike on this one. We can't, as much as we might be bringing in something that could definitely be used, considering the machines we have and what we have in our town, we can't afford to leave resources behind. And I think that we need to excavate and figure out at least something more about it.
I'm going to take contempt with that. I weigh in with, I don't think we should. I think we should leave it. Tradition states that we leave the dead where they lie.
I'm down with that.
All right, so...
Dare you throw tradition in my face now?
Oh,
Here.
throw something else in your face if you're not careful, young never. Now get back to dangling your bits in the shark water.
There is my contempt, just above summer. That little circle there. That's,
The children
okay.
leave.
That's,
the children
that's Bubber
storm out.
contempt. Okay. Let's see. How many do we have left? Just 2? It is just 2.
I want to represent the children.
Go ahead, EE. Roll a D2, please.
1.
There's another community somewhere on the map. Where are they, and what sets them apart from you? Or, what belief or practice helps to unify your community?
There is another community.
Okay.
And they are the Shark Riders.
Oh, shit!
God.
In like small like raiding boats, and we don't know where they come from, but they live on the sea on these little like Viking-esque longboats, and the outriders ride the sharks.
Holy
having-
shit! That's incredible!
Holy.
And
I didn't know we were playing Fuck Us.
They worship the Great Kraken.
We don't have weapons.
I know.
Sharks.
That's why
We're
we're
doomed
behind
now.
the dam. That's why we're behind the wall, right? To hide from them.
Good
is some-
lord.
Wow.
They're called the
shit.
Children of the
No.
Kraken.
Oh no.
Oh boy. That's fair. Project dice. None.
Okay.
Action phase.
One of the politically powerful elderly people gets a number of people in the community together and riled up and they get enough support behind them to start excavating the god, regardless of how some of the people in the community feel about it.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
And they're
All
going to
right.
feed it. They're going to excavate the god and feed it to the machine.
Yo, I think that's going to take 3 weeks at least.
Oh, definitely. And then the old man, the leader, is going to ingest some of the god.
Well, we're going to start. It starts with just the excavation process.
Okay.
You will have cards that actually prompt that kind of thing.
Ooh.
Yeah. So,
Oh no.
3 weeks.
go ahead and put a
on
3-week
the
timer up there.
Thing. Text.
Christy, you get the last card of spring.
I do.
A young boy starts digging in the ground and discovers something unexpected. What is it? Or, an old man confesses to past crimes and atrocities. What has he done?
Oh God.
Oh God.
Sharkbait, brouhaha.
Here's the new game. How dark can Christy go? This could get fucked up really fast. Let's watch.
I think an old man is going to confess to past crimes and atrocities, and the old man actually caused a bit of a crack to form in this dam here.
Oh.
It's not a very large crack yet.
Why
but
are we
there's a
trying to kill
noticeable
ourselves? Everybody makes it worse. Why did I put a Kraken in there?
Oh my god.
The quiet suicide year. That's why it's quiet.
And it's a quiet year because all of this is building up and all of it will go wrong at the end of the year. Everything.
Frost shepherds get there. They're like, what?
What
We
did
were
you do
gonna
about
kill
that?
everybody.
Why
What
did
is
you
this
eat
mess?
God? Where did these shark riders come from? Why are you eating souls?
There's 2/3 of a god.
That's nuts. Okay, tick down on the project dice. And Christy, you'll start an action. Discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project.
This is good. I would like to start a project to try and figure out what's over here from us. Because if there's a crack here in this dam, I don't think we want to stay here and get murdered by these sharks. So I want to start some sort of project to figure out what is in kind of this area that I've kind of eked towards.
All right, go for it. I think that's going to take some time. I think it's going to take 3 weeks.
I agree.
I think the old people, because they're dumb, will take contempt with that because they're like, well, our happy raft floating city, which we need a name for, we haven't actually named, it has suited us for like the 70 years we've been here. How dare you think about leaving it? Like our ancestors, our tradition built this. Like the ghosts of my father's father, it's still here. You're gonna leave my father's father behind,
Right.
So I will take
until we
contempt.
put him in the juicer.
That's that makes sense. I like it.
Makes sense.
He's had a good run.
I think it's going to take 3 weeks. Does anybody disagree with that?
Nah,
Okay, that's fair.
pretty substantial.
Who was the one that was going for the bodies?
That means I need to turn that timer down.
Yes. I can't remember who it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an E.
Who is digging up a dead body of a god? That's always me. That's
That's definitely E.
Yeah.
That's definitely me thing.
Okay.
I mean, I gave support for that, but that's E.
All right. We've officially exited spring. Now we're moving into summer. The music changes. It's going to change the approach slightly. Okay. Same scenario. Except this time, we've got all new cards. We're entering into summer. Mike, roll a d8, please.
Alrighty.
Four. Outsiders arrive in the area. Why are they a threat, and how are they vulnerable? Or, outsiders arrive in the area. How many? And how do you greet them?
Shark riders come through the wall.
No. Well, it's actually way
Crack.
weaker than we expected.
The crack.
The outsiders are the shark riders who have now breached the crack in the fjord, which has slowly, not immediately, it didn't fully break the dam, it allowed them through and into a growing pool of water at the bottom, but they're vulnerable because they didn't think it through, and they're kind of just fish in a barrel at this point. Like they've got sharks, but they're kind of swimming in shallow water and not able to do a whole lot.
Sure. So they're vulnerable because can they not get back?
Yeah, they went down the flows thinking it was all gonna bust wide open and they were gonna ride this wave in, and they got the first wave through and they were like, it's still pretty intact, boss.
So just to check our military situation, there are people riding sharks in like 8-inch deep water. And we have no weapons, so we're going to fisticuff with old people and children fight sharks.
Oh no!
In like ankle deep water.
We feed them the children to slow down the sharks, and then we beat up the riders.
I think I gotta like step in here. Is like these children, like you gotta come and fight these sharks.
These children don't have hope.
We wanted to leave in the first place.
Told you hope would be important. We don't have it. We're feeding kids to sharks. It's supermarket sweeps. Nobody cares anymore. Morality's out the window, but tradition is strong, and we have a strong tradition.
That's right.
Of not respecting our children.
It is women and children first, so women and children, please. Fight
the first ones we feed to the sharks.
Yeah. Women and children
History was misinterpreted. They always say women and children first, so when the not the zombies.
No.
When the shark riders came, we sent our women and children at them in force.
Ooh, this is
maybe they're like Amazonian.
This is wild.
Ones.
Okay,
Like
all right. Project Dice are going to tick down.
Women.
Okay, so I'm on 1 now.
Oh, yeah, I gotta tick down the dice.
Oh,
okay. No worries. And action phase. What you got?
I'm going to start a project.
Go for it.
A small uprising of teenager to preteens have decided that with the excavation of the god impending, they're going to infiltrate the excursion at night and attempt to get god brain. They're going to try and go in through an eye socket and find remnants of god brain.
So
and they think they're going to use that in some capacity.
This is like nowhere from Guardians of the Galaxy, like this giant excavated like husk of a creature.
But it's the kids going in through the nose first. They're digging for brain. They got little mining picks in there.
How long?
Hi-ho. I would say 3, just because it's something they're going to try and do stealthily. So it's going to involve kind of scouting it out, finding the opportunity, and finding some way into the excavation that they can kind of like
a counter. I think you could go with 2 because the old people are kind of blind. They're old.
Oh, so they're kind of at the. It's more almost playing to the tradition element, almost ritualistic for them at that point. They're kind of. They're very.
I'm going to counter that by saying that it's 3 weeks because you don't have picks. You're clawing through by hand.
They are just. These kids are crazed. They're desperate. They don't want to be shark food. They're going to eat that god brain and they're going to take over.
I like to recounter with 2 because they know they're on a time crunch because this impending excavation means that the old people are going to come and probably going to take the god and the brain with them. So they would need to work quick enough while still being stealthily. So I think 2 would be something that you could throw in there. I think 3 would almost be a little long.
All right. I'll buy it. 2 weeks.
They can use the bodies of the fallen as like scoops, just like sharpen those bones of children and dig with them.
Okay. My turn. $1d7. Here we go. 4.
Number 4.
Introduce a mystery at the edge of the map, or an unattended situation becomes problematic and scary. What is it? How does it go awry? I got it.
Oh, this should be good.
Early morning. Second week of summer. The ghosts of our ancestors were seen fleeing the field, moving to the shallows near the dam. We discovered that they were possessing the shark and Ryder alike, making them non-offensive, non-combatants.
Oh, I thought the souls were gonna rise up. I got scared.
Not yet.
Nope. Our ancestors, seeing the imminent threat, take matters into their own hands, and they possess the shark and the riders alike, making them non-combatants.
And then we feed them to the ghost machine.
Damn it.
Into the ghost machine.
Oh, God.
They're just walking sharks and people into the ghost machine.
Tick down project timers.
Okay, so with that, we managed to, with large like log rollers and steam engines, move the body of Ra down to our town. And we have excavated, successfully got ourselves the corpse of a god.
Hmm.
With the kids hiding in the brain.
How does that work, by the way?
It's like a Trojan horse with kids.
Trojan horse hiding in the brain. What?
Everyone, I think the god's saying something. Shut
Well-
up, he's gonna hear us.
So the
It's
project
raw,
was to excavate the body and bring it back for immediate grinding.
Noms. Yeah.
Oh, noms. Not is it noms or grinding?
Well, grinding, and then the leader was gonna eat some of the soul to try and give himself a new god power.
Nice. Okay.
I
think
yeah,
that-
we
I think
large
that actually makes the brain thing, unless we can come to some kind of agreement. I think that actually takes the brain and it makes it fail the project.
Yeah, I think it would negate it.
I don't know, like maybe if we feed the corpse in feet first, you might have a chance as a big corpse. Like
Slow
imagine-
machine, big corpse. In a couple weeks, he'll be done.
oh,
The whole time, there's guys with sticks trying to unjam it. They're like, sorry, it's not made for somebody this big.
some of the kids like run off, some of the kids stay in the brain long enough to try and eat it before it gets
What a
into
god.
the actual grinder.
It's like a garbage
Yeah.
disposal. Someone tried putting a steak in. Like, it's not supposed to do this.
I mean, I'm down to start a project timer for like at some point for a week-long like grinding session. But
I mean, I think that's what it is. I think you spent your time excavating and bringing it back to your city, but I don't think it actually grinds it down. So
yeah, in which
it's
case
there.
the kids can still totally be in there.
Yeah.
Some of them might be dead because we did drop the corpse down into the fjord. It was a long way.
But there's enough kids in there that they're kind of pat at each other.
Yeah, they're
and can probably eat one
God
another
damn it.
for
Yeah.
some of the
God.
dead ones.
And they're pre-tenderized.
Ooh. I mean, they're little muscle. No, not getting, not getting into the merits of children for cannibalistic purposes. Ooh, look at my mouth watering.
We're
They're
going to
like
discover
veal.
something new.
Something terrible about my hunger for children.
After unearthing the corpse of Ra, the undead, our ancestors that remain, they immediately praise his corpse. They seem to have taken to knee and begin praising the corpse of Ra.
One of the kids works the jaw. You guys should go away and let these kids do what they want to do.
Good luck, kids.
Sounds like those kids we can't find. But
Okay.
it's raw.
How big is Madai?
D6.
1. I'm really good at rolling today.
You're
See
really
that?
good at rolling ones today.
Someone
Yeah.
new arrives. Who? Why are they in distress? Or someone leaves the community. Who? And what are they looking for?
Someone leaves the community or someone joins who's like, okay. A prophet
Ooh.
of the squid god.
Oh,
Alright.
God. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Here we
Lord.
go.
He
Tentacles.
rides a shark. No, he rides a killer whale over the dam, which jumps out like Free Willy style before landing, and it squishes dead because it's a long way down. But then he steps off, miraculously uninjured. And starts
You
prototyping
sacrificed an orc.
Yeah, prototyping
Did not work at all how I planned.
That is the squid god.
It's so heroic and dramatic, and then splat. All right, what's up, everybody?
As it lands, like the blowhole just goes as it deflates.
Liquefies
God
the orc.
damn it.
Welcome! I am the prophet of the squid god. Thou shalt bow and worship the great noodly appendages of his tentacles.
So noodly.
Oh yeah. It's okay. We're gonna worship ramen ourselves after we eat raw.
This is, oh my god, no. All right.
Then I'm gone.
Okay. So now we tick down. Tick down on our project dice. That's 2 projects finishing.
Ooh. Num brains. Oh
Mike,
wait.
you can go on your brain dice. I'm interested to see how this brain dice
Yeah,
plays out.
go for it.
Do what now?
The brain dice. The kids who
The
succeed.
Brain.
What do I roll?
Nothing.
Oh.
How does your project succeed?
Oh, I decided.
Children
Right.
get brains.
Still getting the hang of this. The kids get to it and find it doesn't actually empower them, but it has corrupted them. It's something of a plague-like state, but while so afflicted, they are functionally, I would say, an adult and a half. they're physically much more virile and capable, and they process things a bit quicker, but they are definitely not healthy. Like, that's not something you're supposed to eat. Don't eat brain, kids. If you find brain sitting out in nature
Nope.
and you got to dig it up, just don't eat it.
They get mad god disease.
Tell an adult,
God damn it.
call a cop, just don't eat it. Or you end up with
Not even once.
superpowers, but you mean they've clearly got leprosy.
Oh, God.
They'll punch you through a building and their hand will still be like attached to you.
No! Christy!
Okay.
Christy,
Yes.
you're up. What does
Yes.
yours look like?
We've discovered that this body of water here kind of follows this line and only leaves this like kind of small gap for us to get through. So this is all now also water.
Oh lord. Shit's just falling in the sea.
Nothing's fallen yet, but
Okay.
our only way out would be right through there.
I feel like we could have gone the direction of let's prepare ourselves, and instead it's been how can we actively screw ourselves and make this harder to justify. Love it.
I'm tempted to start a couple of different project timers. One of which was like I was going to do the 1 week project timer of let's turn Ra into a ghost. But the other one I'm now tempted by,
Ghost
since the
Ra?
children are full of like mad god disease, is slaughter the children.
You don't have weapons. You better watch out.
Oh,
You're gonna have to beat them to death. I don't know. Like they're all diseased, and maybe we should kill them before they get a chance. What do you
But
think?
they're all like cracked up and strong.
Maybe we need the god to kill the children.
We've lost track of any other threat. It's now just surviving ourselves.
This is horrible.
nah.
We need a dead god
Sorry.
to fight these children.
Okay,
Okay.
you need a dead god.
Nah.
Okay, we're gonna put a project timer just to feed the corpse of the god to the machine. Is that a 1 week timer?
Oh god. I'm gonna say 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
That's a big fucking body.
It's a pretty big
He
body. Yeah.
kind of gets jammed at nut level, and it takes a while to really wrench the auger loose.
Ooh.
It's
There's a lot of
tangled.
also people like protesting, like sitting down and like chaining themselves to the machine. There's a lot of work stoppages. Sure.
Sure.
God, I
2 weeks.
feel like doing it feet first is just so cruel to this dead god.
He's dead.
Still, you're gonna hit taint level at some point.
Oh,
That doesn't matter if
That's-
you're going head first or not.
it's just gonna end up that way regardless.
That's right. Okay. After we finish summer, we'll take a short break to give everybody an opportunity to run to the bathroom, get some drinks, stuff like that. So we got a few more rounds. It looks like one and a half full rounds. Christy.
Jeez, I rolled a 4.
I got a 4. Let's see what we got here. Predators and bad omens are afoot. You are careless and someone goes missing under ominous circumstances, or predators and bad omens are afoot. What measures do you take to keep everyone safe and under surveillance? Do not reduce project dice this week. So bad shit's happening. Does somebody go missing? Or do we play carefully?
Someone does go missing.
Oh,
No,
okay.
someone does go missing. One of the children in our community goes missing. Under kind of ominous circumstances, because he went missing right after we started grinding raw into the soul grinding machine.
All right. Okay.
I thought you were gonna be like ominous circumstances, like someone walks in to say hi to the prophet of the Kraken god, and he's sitting there with like a napkin, blood stains, and like some children's shoes on the table. Like, yes.
Good God.
Good God. Jeez.
There are no good gods; they're all dead.
They're all dead.
They're all. Yep. The gods are dead.
And tasty barbecue sauce.
Oh my God. What was that?
Reduce project
Yep.
dice. And Christy, you will discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project.
I'd like to start a project to see how bad the damage is on this dam here, and how if we can fix it.
Okay. How long do you think that's going to take?
I would say minimum 2 weeks, because even if we could see it, it's first of all we're in the middle. It's in the middle of water. Second of all, we would need tools to do that, or at least knowledge of it. So,
Sure.
I'd say at least 2, arguably 3 would be a possibility as well.
All right. That's fair. Okay. I'm for it. 2 weeks sounds good. What do you guys think?
Yeah, 2 could work. I don't think it would necessarily take 3. I think once it was a matter, like, because we know we don't have weapons, but we don't know we don't have tools, do we?
True. I don't think we know that. Yeah. Do we know?
I would hope if we don't have weapons, we at least have tools.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we are just, what are we
I know
doing
most
out
good
there?
tools are reasonable weapons. We probably have really crappy tools as well,
Yeah.
made from the bones of children.
Everything's a murder weapon with the right attitude and enough force.
Exactly.
So what do we think? 2 or 3?
I've got all this flubber. Why won't you die?
Why won't you just die?
It's
Yeah, I
all
think 2
about
weeks is
proper application.
Go ahead and put a 2-timer up there.
All right.
All right. Back to the top. Mike, roll a d4, please.
Alrighty.
3. Once autumn ticks in, things start to get a little grim.
Oh, things start
Ooh.
getting grim.
A project fails. Which one and why? Or something goes
Ooh.
foul and supplies are ruined. Add a new scarcity.
Oh God.
There's only one project, or
There's
there's
2.
There's 2.
another
There's 2.
scarcity.
Yep.
Oh, there are 2.
Oh my God! I wish this was
Hasn't
mine.
Finished yet.
I've got some. If this is good. This is really good. Where's your timer at, Christy?
Isn't it there? It's right. I can see it. What?
I'm gonna go
Alright.
with
I don't see it. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
There we
A
go.
project fails. Which one and why?
No. Let me become a god.
The god drilling.
No.
Unfortunately,
Oh, yes!
it gets down to the last of the skull when the drill stops suddenly, and the missing child steps out of the remnants of the eye socket, glowing.
Oh man!
Godchild.
God.
Something good had to happen for once.
For once.
Oh, this is getting nutty. All right.
And when the kid like lets go of the drill tip, it starts spinning again, and he just kind of steps off to the side.
He's got the glow, lads. Okay, it's gonna be my turn. Here we go. Wait, you're still supposed to go to your tick down phase. That's down. That's dead. And then
Take first.
you've
I'm gonna leave the skull there as a
yeah,
memento.
that's good.
Oh yeah.
You could even put it on top of the corkscrew if you wanted to.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna do
Hell
that.
yeah.
Christy, go ahead and tick yours down, and then Mike, pick an action for your action phase.
I'm gonna go with hold a discussion, and the community rallies to discuss what the crap just happened, and what to do about the child who has not said anything yet and has just stood there.
I raise my hands and I say, "Can we exploit him?"
We should kill it before it decides to kill us.
I think we should
The-
befriend it and exploit him.
The preteens attempt to worship it in hopes it will cure their mad god disease.
What do you have, Christy?
Can't kill it. We don't know what's happening here yet. We don't know if it's against us yet. And if we kill it and it's not against us, then we've lost valuable resources. So
You know
I say that we should try and befriend it. And if it does turn hostile, then we kill it.
Then we
With
figure
what
out how to kill a god.
What if we try to kill it and fail?
I
Come here, little god Timmy. Let me just try and choke you out real quick. And if this doesn't work, please don't be mad.
The priest, the prophet of the Kraken, chimes in. You should all worship the Kraken. The Kraken will save you. The great Kraken will strike down this false god.
The guy next to him's like, you always suggest that. That's your answer to everything.
Well, it's a pretty good solution to everything.
The outhouse is full. You should worship the Kraken god. Like, that's not helpful now.
I like that turnaround in the story. I'm actually gonna relieve myself of the contempt because that makes things interesting. It's gonna go to my turn. 1d3. We got a 1. And in Bub's tale, summer is a time for production and tending to the earth. Start a project related to food production, or summer is a time for conquest and the gathering of might. Start a project related to military readiness and conquest. Okay. I am going to start a project related to military readiness and conquest. My project is going to befriend the Godchild so we can remove the Kraken Force from our lives.
Ooh.
I'm willing to say that that's going to take 3 weeks of appeasing the Golden One.
Yes, I agree.
What if it's just a radiated kid? Nothing special.
I know, I saw that. I was like, that is actually good stuff.
Right.
Third week,
That would be a
he's
good
the bush
twist.
being, he opens his mouth, and then all his teeth just fall out.
He just collapses. He hasn't been able to move that entire time. His irradiated body just
The
like
skin
locked
just,
in
like,
that position.
sloughs off the
Oh,
skeleton.
man.
Ooh.
Someone
Totally
hugs him and he
fallout.
just melts.
Okay. I'm going to say that's a 3 o'clock timer.
Yep.
Text.
Appeasing
put
the
that-
godchild.
Cool. And let's see. We're gonna tick down all the timers. Christy, you succeed.
Hey.
You patch the bridge. What does this look like? How'd you do it?
We have a machine that separates souls from bodies, and we have a lot of excess bodies. So we're using the bodies.
Oh,
Body mulch.
that's where them bodies went.
You dam up the dam with bodies.
With the damned.
You moved the bodies, but you didn't move the headstones.
The damned damn. The damned.
I like
Wow.
the fact that in this background, there's this giant crack. There's just stuff full of bodies, like there's some hands. Like,
Just a couple arms.
Yeah.
A wristwatch. Oh, that was nice.
Okay, all right. That's absolutely horrifying.
And it was just one old guy out there doing the work this whole time, just with a stick, just jamming bodies in.
So here's my drawing of us
It's his passion
jamming
project.
with
Just bitching the whole
With
time.
bodies.
Make me go fix the damn. Fine.
No. It's his passion project. He really likes it.
He whistles happily while he works.
Yeah,
Got it.
whistle while you
I
work.
got it. Here we go.
You gotta love what you do.
Actions. Discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project. Discover something new. With the glowing child, the golden one, spawning from Ra's open orbital socket.
The Eye of Ra.
The sun blottens out and darkens. The water begins to illuminate around us. We can see into its depths, and in the plums of the depths, we can see that it is littered with the dead. They move to and fro like waves as they wait. They wait. For what? We don't know. There we go. That's what I discovered.
They're just down there listening to some Dave Matthews.
This is a week. A week has passed at this point, and we've had no sun for a week.
Oh God. Not good.
But we have the glowing child, so
That's
we're
right.
not without light.
glowing child.
Everyone just puts out like sun lounges and stuff near him, and just like
I want to read. Someone pass the kid.
Yeah.
The kid.
William the
whole-
geriatric's like, I don't want to go to the out. Someone get the kid. I need to bundle him up and go to the outhouse.
ah.
Edgar, you can take him with, but you can't take him in.
That's right.
Oh my God.
Take it
No
easy, Captain
wiping
Gummin.
yourself on the child again when you run out of toilet paper.
Gotta poop in the dark. The kid
All
doesn't
right.
need to see that.
EE, you're up. Roll a D2.
Wow. Reoccurring
Of course
trends.
it is. Of course it is. That's like 4 ones in a row.
That is. I think that might be 4 ones in a row.
The eldest among you dies. What caused the death? Or the eldest among you is very sick. Caring for them and searching for a cure requires the help of the entire community, and you do not reduce project dice this week.
I think maybe the prophet of the Kraken gets sick just from exposure to another god.
Oh,
As the eldritch powers of his Kraken god that were like preventing him from aging start to fail. You see like liver spots start appearing, like he loses muscle mass, he becomes older, but large chunks of the community who actually started to be swayed slightly by the Kraken god start just not doing the whole let's appease the child thing. Like a lot of the stuff we were sending to the child to appease him, like all the goods and produce, actually just everyone stops doing that and just starts focusing on the Kraken god, and there's a big schism just appearing down the center of this community.
damn. Damn.
I
That's
like the fact
intense.
that dam is our like swear for everything because we have a dam.
Yeah,
It's on so many levels.
it's topical.
Yeah. And
This is the damn game.
the dam of the damned. We discovered something new. And
Roll
the thing
down project dice first.
Nope, they don't go
No.
down because the
Oh,
entire
oh, gotcha.
Ah.
Gotcha, okay.
So what we discover is that this small section of land that we've discovered is really close, and there's only that like tiny bit, is actually crumbling. One of our scouts going past notices it's crumbling and finds out that that's because the Kraken is not out at sea anymore. It's been at that little gap for the last few weeks, with its tentacles smashing it to bits trying to get in.
Oh God. Oh God.
Well. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, it was good knowing ya, everyone.
The game can't screw us if we screw ourselves.
For the first time since his ascension, the Golden Boy speaks and just says, "Shit." And then he floats away into space.
Child again.
Yeah, wouldn't that make the
Damn it,
shark
Edgar.
riders go away?
Do they know?
How?
Were they back in control of their faculties, or were they still possessed and docile?
So, like,
Yeah, a lot of them have died. They're half committed to this assault.
So the Kraken is at the dam, or the Kraken is at the pink part of the
The pink part smashing down that wall.
So like right here
You're saying
then.
it's like Yeah, like right there.
Yeah. I can't move the Kraken because it's Mike, so.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, you should just be able to freely select that.
Yeah, if you do like a box select, you can then move.
Oh, Jesus. Well, this is horrifying.
I don't see anything yet.
No, I haven't seen it yet. Oh, that is horrible. Okay.
Oh my god!
Why does he land now of testicles?
He threw his eyes to the land.
Eyes though, nothing else.
It's not letting me grab anything. It's just getting off. Ooh, hey, there we go.
I believe in you.
I believe you can do this. There
There we go. Okay.
Nailed it.
Oh, yeah.
It was unnerving when just the boobies moved.
You nailed those tentacles.
Perfect. Got it. Nice. Very cool.
I know I'm wizened and on my deathbed, but the great Kraken will come. You should believe in the great Kraken.
Shut up, Linus.
Now, I will give to you the one thing you cannot get without his great noodly appendages is jizzes. Have you
His
heard,
jizzes.
have you heard of hentai?
My God.
Oh my god!
Bob's complain about chicken. Well, we've gone to hentai.
Next game, no animals.
No hentai.
No,
That's
we cut it off. No more animals in this game. Ever again.
God damn it.
You have not lived till you've seen godly tentacle hentai.
Okay, this was your discover something new, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
The
all
leopard
right.
children are all concerned.
Oh
Okay,
no.
then
oh,
we
We
must
might
no.
not make it through this one.
Christy, this is you. You get the last card
This is
in
me.
summer. A project finishes early. Which one and why?
Well,
I always finish early. Don't worry. It happens.
well,
Do we have any projects?
we do. We have your appeasing of the Godchild.
Oh shit.
finished
That's
early.
Oh.
that's time. So maybe like we found what he likes. He's like, roses. Yes, you can have everything.
No, it's hentai. He likes hentai.
Oh god damn it.
I was thinking maybe logically he would respond perhaps to the threat of the other god
I mean,
now
maybe that.
encroaching.
Or
Might be
hentai.
like
Just
a
the
bit-
hentai.
Or he's just really into. He's like, all right, let's see where this is going. And they're
Yeah.
like, excuse me, new god, could we not maybe do this? He's like, no, we're gonna hear him out. We're gonna hear him out. It's fair.
What do you think, Christy?
Well, we know what project's finishing early. The question is why. it finished.
Why? Yeah, hit me with
Like-
give me something juicy.
We cut
Fucking
from the
owls.
last session, the last like week, with like the let me tell you about hentai. Cut immediately to the golden child, and like the bell rings in the background, and his eyes open. Like, hentai.
Oh my God. I think the Godchild project finishes early because the Godchild does realize that there is a new impending threat that didn't exist before.
Okay.
So
Cool.
Godchild decided, I won't kill you yet, but for now, I guess I'll help you try and not get murdered by this squid.
Sure. Okay. There's no project dice on the board. Start a project, discover something new, or hold a discussion.
I think I'm gonna hold a discussion as to what we're gonna do about this giant kraken that's cutting basically straight through the lands
Ooh.
that we're nearby.
The leopard children chant to the golden child, kind of circumventing the conversation and just attempting to like basically beg it for salvation. Like they've ceased to recognize their friend and are now recognizing it as in perhaps their madness as a true deity. They're just flat out worshiping it.
I should think we should
give all the children to the Kraken to appease it.
I'm gonna take
One
contempt
child
of
in the
that.
back's like, "Fuck that guy."
I'm definitely taking contempt with that.
Eat you over here
One
playing
of them-
devil's advocate.
One of them's at the front. It's like going through this like little pamphlet. Is like, I think hentai's more like an art form.
God damn it.
Anime.
He's defending it.
I think we should. We
It's
should.
not just dirty.
You know what? We should pray on it. I think we
Pray
pray on
on.
it.
Tradition dictates
Yeah.
that the proper thing to do when your soul is in turmoil
You
to
know
look
what?
inward.
I'm cool with
and
that.
silent prayer.
We pray
I
on
think
it.
I will reduce my contempt by one.
Okay. And this is where we're actually going to take our first break, guys. So we will be back in about 5 or so minutes. Gonna do all the things. Behave. Don't do anything too rowdy. And we'll see you soon.
He's not a cop. You
Enjoy
have
your
to listen to him.
Enjoy your hentai. All right, guys. We'll be back in a minute.
break.
Hentai break.
Time break.
You knew what you were in for.
Just a quick $5 for some H. I mean, that's heroin. That's,
Good God.
that's
Yes, that's
They're mad men and women. We'll be back soon, guys. Behave.